to talk a little bit about a really important self-care concept, boundaries. There are several categories of boundaries that we can set with ourselves and with other people. Those include time boundaries, physical boundaries, emotional boundaries, intellectual boundaries, sexual boundaries, and material boundaries. Boundaries are an westernized individualistic concept. So please understand that as I go through these, it is within a cultural context and will not be generalizable onto other cultures, and that's okay. Secondly, there's a safety concern with boundary setting that's often not talked about. Some people are not safe setting boundaries in their families. So before setting boundaries, you really need to do an inventory and come to an internal understanding of whether or not it is safe for you to set a boundary with someone. Outside of those two concepts, boundaries are an important part of our well-being and our physical, emotional, and psychological health. Our boundaries are something that we set and are within our control. And that's sometimes misunderstood. Sometimes you hear somebody setting a boundary that says, I'm not going to let you talk to me this way. But you can't control somebody else's behavior. So a boundary is really within the realm of what you can control. If being talked down to or talked to in a certain tone or being called names is not something that you want to allow into your life, which, hint, you shouldn't, a boundary, a healthy boundary, is going to be within your control. So that's going to sound something more like, if you continue to call me names and raise your voice at me, I'm leaving. And then you have to leave. Enforcing your boundaries are a really key part in setting them. If you don't enforce your boundaries, you're actually just reinforcing the other person's behavior to continue acting the way that they do. Another key point to this is when we start setting boundaries, especially if we're people pleasers, we might feel like we're mean. Setting boundaries is not mean. And as a matter of fact, it will give you data on the people that you allow access to you. So if somebody continues to disrespect your boundary over and over and over again after you've talked to them about it in a rational way, that's actually providing you really good information about that person. And it might be time for you to make a decision whether or not they should be allowed access to you.